Hello, students. Have you ever wondered what actually makes a cell alive? Why is a fallen dry leaf lifeless, but a fresh green leaf teeming with activity? The answer lies in a mysterious substance inside every living cell, the protoplasm. Protoplasm is the total living material of the cell. It includes the cytoplasm and the nucleus together. Biologists often call it the physical basis of life. If you could see it under a microscope, it would appear like a translucent, jelly-like substance, sometimes colorless, sometimes grayish or brownish. And here's something fascinating. Once a cell loses its protoplasm, it stops being alive, no matter how intact its walls or membranes may look. Truly, protoplasm is the essence of life itself. Now, let's dig a little deeper. What exactly is this protoplasm made of? Although it varies slightly from cell to cell, the basic elements remain universal. These are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, iron, and phosphorus. Think of them as the alphabets of life, the same letters but rearranged into endless biological words. From these elements come biomolecules, water, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and mineral salts. Water gives fluidity, proteins act as enzymes, carbohydrates provide energy, and fats form membranes. Here's a relatable comparison. Just as different recipes use the same ingredients but in different proportions, every cell uses these same elements but in its own unique mix. This chemical orchestra inside the protoplasm is what sustains life. Protoplasm isn't just a jelly sitting inside a cell, it's alive with activity. Here, thousands of chemical reactions are happening every second. Collectively, these reactions are called metabolism, the balance of anabolic or building up processes and catabolic or breaking down processes. Nutrient absorption, energy release, growth, repair, and waste removal all take place in this very medium. A little history for you. The term protoplasm was first used in 1839 by a Czech scientist, J.E. Purkinje. He called it the physical basis of life. And rightly so. Remove the protoplasm and the cell is no longer alive. So what makes up protoplasm? Two essential parts, the cytoplasm and the nucleus. The cytoplasm is the fluid-like material between the nucleus and the plasma membrane. It houses all the organelles, mitochondria for energy, ribosomes for protein synthesis, and many more. The nucleus, on the other hand, is the control center. It contains the genetic blueprint, the DNA, that directs every activity of the cell. Here's an analogy. Imagine a bustling factory. The cytoplasm is the factory floor with machines working non-stop, while the nucleus is the manager's office, sending instructions and keeping order. Together, they make sure the factory, or in this case, the cell, runs smoothly. Now, is protoplasm the same in every cell? Not quite. While the fundamental components remain the same, the exact composition differs. For example, muscle cells have protoplasm rich in proteins to enable contraction, while plant cells may store starch and pigments in theirs. Even within the same body, your nerve cells and liver cells have different protoplasmic contents suited to their specific functions. This variability is exactly why cells specialize. It's what allows muscle tissue to contract, nerve tissue to transmit signals, and liver tissue to detoxify your blood. Protoplasm, therefore, is the foundation of cell differentiation and specialization. Here's something intriguing. Scientists still call protoplasm a mystery. Why? Because the moment it is removed from a cell, it ceases to be protoplasm. Its living nature depends on being inside the cell, constantly active. Outside, it becomes just a collection of chemicals. That's why it's nearly impossible to capture its true dynamic state in the lab. Think of it like a flame. You can study the ashes, but the flame itself disappears the moment you try to isolate it. Protoplasm, in the same way, cannot be fully studied once separated from the living system. And that's what makes it so fascinating to biologists even today. Let's quickly connect all that we've learned about protoplasm. It is the living material of the cell, made up of cytoplasm and nucleus. It contains universal elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus, which form essential biomolecules. Inside this jelly-like medium, vital processes of metabolism, from energy production to growth, take place. Its composition varies from cell to cell, giving rise to specialized functions in tissues and organs. And finally, its living quality is lost once removed, making it both the most fundamental and the most elusive part of life. So, next time you look at a green leaf, a drop of blood, or even your own skin cell under a microscope, remember, all of that life is happening because of protoplasm. Isn't it incredible? Biology truly is the science of life at its most fascinating level. Until next time, keep exploring the wonders inside every living cell.